If Dutch elections were a celebration of moving forward, the process of forming the new Dutch government is a celebration of being backward. Backroom deals, backward thinking, and plenty of backstabbing. In the next 3 to 6 months in the Netherlands will be what I call democracy plus. The Netherlands is a country with just 17 million people and about 17 million different political parties. The smaller the country, the more they like to disagree. Every time there's an election, they have to get a bigger and bigger piece of paper to accommodate every single candidate from every single party. There are always 10 parties that you've heard of, 10 parties that never quite make it into parliament, and this time there were an extra 10 parties that have never existed before, and let's face it, will probably never exist again. There was the Unity Party in Almere, which is just two guys who wanted more unity until they split up because they couldn't agree on the definition of unity. There's another party called LP. No indication of what LP stands for. Let's just call them Loser Party. And Niet Stemmen, the Don't Vote Party. Literally, their promise is, if you vote for us, we'll get into parliament and not vote on anything for you. They didn't get any votes. And with so many parties, no one ever gets an outright majority. So, fine, big deal. They just add up the parties with the most votes, and that's your coalition, right? No, that would be so democratic. In this case, the biggest parties would be center-right VVD, anti-Islam PVV, Geert Wilders, and the conservative Christian Democrats. And wait, isn't that exactly the same coalition that got thrown out 4 years ago? Right. That's when Geert Wilders was in the governing coalition. And when the coalition fell apart, the headline said, Zwarte Piet for Wilders. So, bad news, Wilders lost his seat in government, but good news, he did end up with his own Black Pete. To avoid doing that again, Dutch democracy now enters what we call the formation process, or as I call it, democracy plus. You see, they take the democratic election results behind closed doors, and they have a bunch of secret meetings that last for at least 3 months. It's so democratic. Who runs this process? Well, it used to be run by the unelected formateur, also known as informateur, just to make things clearer. That person was appointed by the king. Now the formateur is appointed by the incoming parliament, in which Geert Wilders has the second most votes. Now, the most important quality of the informateur is neutrality. It must be someone with no personal interest in the outcome of the cabinet and who gets what position. In the past, for example, one of the informateurs was Yuri Rosenthal, a name you may remember because he ended up as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Surely that was just a coincidence. Another informateur was Ivo Opstelten. He ended up as Minister of Justice. At least he was Minister of Justice until he was caught funneling state funds to organized crime. Oops. Evo. And when the process is finished, after at least 3 to 6 months of having no government, we can expect a new Dutch coalition with a new Dutch cabinet, or as I like to call it, an IKEA cabinet, because it always looks good on paper, but you know it's going to be a bit crooked. Trust me, I'm from Chicago. I know crooked politics when I see it. The Netherlands, democracy plus. At least it's not Geert Wilders again.
News. It's very serious. We take it seriously. Seriously, here